Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast, episode 63. I'm joined by my co-host Corey.
Moi, the only one named Corey here.
And also joined by Tracy.
Hello.
Cheryl.
Hello.
And Mama Podcast.
Hi.
Mama
And the
Podcast
puppies.
making her debut on the show.
Weren't you on the Roxanne episode?
No.
No,
She was not?
no, she's never been on the podcast. Other than to say her prediction. I think she might have recorded her prediction.
Yes.
Mm,
What was that?
That's what it was. It was at the beginning of the season, right?
Who was the
Yes.
prediction?
Huh? Me?
None of us were right.
No.
Yeah.
No, none of us.
Good job,
Me and
Mary.
Corey both. Me, Corey, and Tracy both had
Dalhousie.
Dalhousie. Cheryl had Elsie, and Mama and Papa Podcast had Buck Douche. So
Right.
no one gets the winner's purse.
That's all right.
Cheryl gets some bonus
Honorable
points for having
mention.
the finalist.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about the season that was, run down some memories, and just have a chat. We've never done it with the full team, so it's kind of a fun thing to do. Corey and I kind of talked about it, but now it's like I like to spring things on people at the last minute. So today I was like, "Hey, what are you up to in 2 hours? Let's do it!" And here we are. So with that, how is everyone? It's been a while. I guess we haven't talked or seen any of you guys in a couple of weeks since Game 7. How's everybody doing?
We're fine. I'm fine.
the hell? We saw you on Saturday.
Yeah, we saw
Tracy,
you at the parade.
Tracy, some of the people on the fucking stream haven't seen you. Tracy pulled her back out today, so that happened.
Yeah.
How's your back feeling right now?
It's still there. I can feel it.
There you go. So I told the girls and Corey that we had 3 questions, and we're gonna ask the 3 questions, and I gave them a little bit of time to prepare, think about their answers. So, what was your favorite game of the year? And I'm starting with Tracy.
Thanks. This one was the one that actually took me the longest to think about and consider. There were a few, but I think my favorite one probably was the very first game in Amherst, and Matt Welsh got a shutout. At first game of that team in that arena, he gets a shutout, and we found out this season was the very first season that Alex Collette got a shutout in the BSHL. So this new kid coming in, getting a shutout in his very first game, I think that was pretty special.
All right. I have good memories from that game too, because I was so excited to get back to hockey. And first game of the year, man, it was that was a special one. Mama Podcast, what's your answer for this?
The last game in Dalhousie.
Game 7 in Dow?
Yeah,
Why?
because I met Papa Podcast's friend from the hospital, Dawn.
Yeah.
And Mark helped me. Mark Giroux helped me out there. I didn't know who the guy was because Papa Podcast was sick and was supposed to meet him, but I was taking his place. So I told Mark, and he found him in the stands and brought him right over to me and introduced me. So, I mean, that was really neat. And the dog here.
So the reason that's your favorite game is because you met some stranger.
No. And well, Cheryl was sick.
I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Cheryl was sick. And I was all alone there because you guys were off. You were taking pictures. And Corey was doing his broadcast. And so I was alone sitting down there with this guy I had never met. And the Guimont boys were there. So they came down and sat with me, made the game really interesting, And then Eric Pelletier, it was his last time on the Zamboni. And we had talked to him going in. So it was just a big night for everybody there, even though they lost, It was really nice seeing everybody. And the organization has always treated us really well. So I appreciated everything they did that night.
All right, Cheryl, do you have your answer?
I definitely do. It was the last game between Miramichi and Bucktouche. That was my favorite game.
So game 7 in Bucktouche?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just the atmosphere and being where we were and being surrounded by almost like almost like that whole side was like filled with Miramichi fans. And just, they played their hearts out. And it was just being next to Roxanne and her emotions. And like, I could just feel the emotions. And it was just amazing. The game was amazing. It was nothing I ever expected. I didn't know what was going to happen that night, and I was just floored. And then Votor comes in at the end of the game, and you're crying, and I'm choked up. It's just the emotion of it all. I loved it.
There's
Corey?
no crying in hockey.
Be tough. Be tough. Corey, what's your answer?
And the Votour, is it Dan Votour or me?
You. It's
Yeah.
you.
So honorable mention goes to the Game 7 Miramichi Bucktouche. I got 30 seconds of it. I got the aftermath of it. But my favorite game this year is Game 7 Dalhousie and Elsie Puck Duck. For the simple fact that this game just completely drained my energy. Just it felt like a Game 7 finals. Two teams that don't like each other, but two teams that we're from Rishibuktu. We see a lot of Elsie, but you'd think that we're from Dalhousie the way they treat us, and to see two teams that appreciate what we do and we appreciate what they do, and knowing that it's the last time we're going to be in Dalhousie for at least a few months, and seeing the emotions on both sides, knowing the fans from both sides, to me, this was the most emotional and just the best game this season, in my opinion. And it's no disrespect to the finals. The finals were great, but my energy for hockey was just completely sapped after that game, and it had already started to get sapped up just with 30 seconds with being in a Bucktouche. So I can't imagine what Corey felt after that, because he got both.
I'll mention more on that. It's that Game 7 in Dalhousie is not my selection, but also that game, interviewing the Hawks, having them come out of the locker room through a horde of Hawks fans. Like, those guys must have felt like fucking heroes. The Hawks fans were just losing it for every player. Danik, Alex. Like, it was sick. I've never experienced something like that. That was very cool. For that reason, that one's very memorable for me. It's Game 7 Bucktouche versus Miramichi. It was 4 deep behind me. Like, just so many people, Miramichi fans everywhere. The cheering, the chanting, the flag, the bells, Brett Young scoring that empty netter, seeing Roxanne's emotion got me pretty emotional. But how do you not? I mean, this is a Cinderella story at that point. They slayed the dragon. Everybody thought Bucktouche was going to go all the way. Why wouldn't you? But Miramichi wins 2 in a row, wins a huge game by Langtang in that series. Like, there's so many storylines. Their captain is suspended. For me, it's a hell of a story. I don't think I'll ever forget the way that felt. It's hard to explain. And then going down in the back, my God, the boys were fired up. I think we interviewed like 6 people that night or something. Yeah. Like, it was just from the fans to them. And then you come out of it, and Corey and I got to the car, sat down, because Corey got dropped off that game, so he came home with me. Dropped him off at his house. He didn't come home with me. I wish he would have. He's probably a snuggly little elf.
I'd
but
let you, Corey.
I'm sure you'd let me. Or you'd let him. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know. It's just something about it. And then thinking the other side, Bucktouche team that's always been really good to us this year. And Colette, one of my favorite players in the BSHL. I'm not supposed to have favorites, man. I love Alex Colette.
Same.
And so, I don't know. You feel bad for him, but man, what a run for Miramichi. Not knowing that 3 weeks later we'd be in Miramichi, watching them hoist the cup. So, hell of a season. But that game was something special. So
if I could have been at that game, like for that entire game, my answer might have been different.
No doubt. But
I got there for 30 seconds, so I can't pick that one.
100%. what is your best road trip story of this season? This is a loaded one. There's a lot of good times. Got to share that one because, again, this season we put like 10,000 kilometers on the cars. And there's Corey's reaching for something behind him. I don't know what the hell he's doing right now.
I'm just adjusting the chair.
I'll start with this one. My favorite road trip story was from, I want to say October, November. I don't remember who Amherst was playing, but we were in Amherst. And Corey was just fucking exhausted. Went to the game. He was tired going into the game. He was tired coming out of the game. My favorite stories are always grouchy Corey. Cracks me up. So we come out of the game. Corey's just beat. And I was like, I'm hungry. I need something to drink. I'm really thirsty, something to eat. So we stop at the Irving in Sackville. And we run into the Irving in Sackville. Tracy, were you there for that game?
I was.
Okay. So Tracy, Cheryl, Corey, and me. Mom wasn't there. I know that for a fact. So we go in and we're buying our snacks or whatever. And again, Corey's just like over the world. I think every one of us had to piss. It took so long inside the store. I get back and Cheryl, I love her. She's my sister. My mom told me I had to love her. But she's notoriously like the slowest person in any store. She's going to look at every bag of chips, all the chocolate bars. Do I want some nuts? Which drink would I like? I'm going to ponder everything. So we're there. Cheryl comes out finally. I'd already eaten like 3/4 of a bag of chips, and I don't think I had any drink left. Cheryl finally comes out, and Tracy's got. Was it you, Tracy? You had milk?
Oh, you're
or
telling
Corey?
the whole story
It was me.
wrong.
Corey had milk.
Yeah.
Corey had milk. Cheryl comes out, sees it, and goes, "Oh my god, I love strawberry milk!" And she has to go back in to get milk. Another fucking 5 minutes passes. Corey's in the back, like, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. It's never gonna end. Oh my god, what is this life? Cheryl comes out with 2 bottles of milk because it was 2 for $3. She went to the cash with one, and the lady was like, "It's 50 cents if you want a second." And Cheryl was like, "I love milk." So she ran to the back and grabbed another milk. Comes up out with 2 bottles of milk. Corey's like fucking done.
So you got a little bit wrong.
Tell me, fix it.
So
That's what I remembered is true. FYI.
So here's where I lost it. It's Cheryl was going in and then she stopped and wanted to give you the keys.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God,
she wanted to give you the keys, and I'm just like, and I'm sorry for screaming and sorry to Cheryl. I get moody, I get that. But she was like, "Here's the keys," and you were like, "No." She's like, "Here's the keys. Here are the keys." And I just screamed, "Go get your fucking milk!
Go get your fucking milk!" Corey. Oh, such a grouchy little elf.
Yeah, I apologize, Cheryl. You don't deserve that. She's a hard worker for
story. Not because Cheryl's slow. Cheryl's slow everywhere we go. It's just like Cheryl. When we go into a store, we know that Cheryl's going to take 10 minutes. It's okay.
So
But
I actually
Corey,
have to say, I have to defend Cheryl this time
go for
because
it.
she was actually the first one out because I was behind her, you were behind me, and then eventually Corey came. So she was sitting in the car and Corey walked by with the milk. So
Yes.
she was already contained.
Oh, Corey had the strawberry milk.
Yes. Corey had the strawberry milk.
I had the story all fucked up, but I was tired.
What fever dream were you on when
I was
this
the
happened?
first in the car because I remember the car door was locked. Because I grabbed a brownie and a
Moral of
milk
the
and I went
story
straight
is-
to the cash.
Moral of the story is Corey got mad because Cheryl wanted milk, and it was hilarious.
Of course,
Favorite road trip story. Next, I'm going to go to the other Corey.
This is going to be more of a selfish one and not really a story, but a moment for me. This is a personal
So many
moment
things
for
I
me.
could
You know,
say.
And it's the road trip story.
well, it's a road trip. It happens in the building.
All right, go for it.
It's an interview. Post interviews. I got to interview 2 NHLers, one after the other. And it only hit me like once I got home. So I interviewed Patrice Cormier and P.A. Parento. And to me, that was just mind blowing. because the reason I picked those is I can't rip them myself, and all the good ones are making fun of me. So that's my story.
That's a pretty good road trip story. Cheryl?
Oh my gosh, there's so many that I could choose from.
I feel like I already know Mom's, so we'll see what she goes with.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so we drove a lot. We drove so much, and I had like bad luck with my car. I had such bad luck with my car. Corey couldn't start his car. My car would break down. It was just like in a panic at like when we needed to get somewheres, and just how everybody we switched vehicles. We would like take my parents' car, we'd take Corey's car, we'd take Tracy's car, we'd take, you know what I mean? It was how we were all there for each other and how we made it happen, despite how many people had to go to wherever we went, because we went to so many places and to so many arenas, and it was just awesome that we were all there for each other. And it's not necessarily a road trip story, but like it contains the vehicle to get to these places. And
Mom, do you have an actual road trip story?
Yeah, when we went to Dalhousie the last game.
I fucking knew it. Go for it. Tell the story. Tell the story in great detail from your view.
You and Corey, the two Corys and me, because everybody else is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where did we go eat?
We decided to go eat at Chez Rachel.
Okay.
Finally,
speak up a little. Speak up a little.
Corey, let her tell the story.
At a girl. And so we decided to go to Chez Rachel because they had been saying that it was a really good place and we had never eaten there. So fine, we drove in, we went there. Food's really, really good. And then the waitress comes over and she said, "Would you like dessert?" And she looked at you and you said, "What do you have?"
Me,
and, yeah. She looked at Corey Robichaud and she said, "What?" And he said, "What do you have?" And so she said, "J'ai des donuts, j'ai un gâteau arc-en-ciel." And you looked at her and you said, "What, Corey? What did you say?"
I said, "Gâteau Alphonsine."
Yes, exactly.
Alphonsine made a cake. I didn't know. I was so confused.
And the waitress looked at you and she said, "No, gâteau arc-en-ciel." And you went, "Gâteau Alphonsine," like you were decided that's what it was.
With me next to him screaming, "Rainbow, rainbow."
And then Corey goes, "Rainbow, arc-en-ciel." And I was like, "Oh."
And we're dying. We were laughing so much, even the waitress. And then she said, "You want a gâteau arc-en-ciel?" And you said, "No, I want a donut." And we just broke down. And we were,
and I asked her if Alphonsine made the donut.
And she, yes, and she said she would never forget you. So she's looking forward to seeing you next year.
Yeah, well, it should be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that was going to be it because that was a special one.
Oh, it was.
Tracy?
I'd have to say my favorite road trip story is the one with Sir Rickard of La Coquette. We went to Dalhousie, the three of us. Yes, with Ricky. Yep. Ricky's got some balls. He wore a JC's toque to Dalhousie while they were playing the Hawks. I was like, I love the people in Dalhousie, but I was afraid for him. I was like, don't wander too far away because I need to protect you. That was all. Yes? Were you going to say something?
No.
Oh, you're just making noise?
I'm just laughing.
There was also the game that I got hit by the puck. It deflected off me and hit Corey as we were live streaming, and he screamed like a child, and I didn't flinch at all.
So, elaborate a little bit on the JC's toque story. Matt Broad came over and told Ricky, "Give me 1 minute. I've got something for you." And Matt Broad went over to the Dalhousie like office setup thing that they have at the rink. And Travis was like, yeah, I'm already getting it. Travis comes out with 3 Dalhousie hats. And he's like, "Here, Ricky, put this on instead." And Ricky goes, "I don't wear hats." And Travis goes, well, God damn it, I don't have any more tubes. It was that was a funny one, man. Everybody ripped on him for the JCs too. Eric Peltier, Marc Giroux, Matt Broad. It was a good night. But yeah, that was a special road trip. We had fun.
Yeah, I had my first Danny burger.
Oh, that was the Danny Burger episode. I have that puck right here, the one that almost killed me.
Yes,
No,
you do.
that's nice.
Yeah, I have the puck that almost killed me.
Oh,
So the last question was, what was the best podcast moment of the year? Could be the funniest, could be the most emotional, the most memorable. There's no limit on it. All the wording of the question is best podcast moment of the year. I'm going to throw this one first to Cheryl.
All right. So this one was instantaneous. As soon as I saw the question, I'm like, I know what my answer is. It was the Bucktouche game in Bucktouche versus the Ducks. And this was the playoffs, I'm pretty sure.
No,
and anyways, Corey's live streaming.
It was pre-playoffs.
Oh, was it pre? Okay.
They did not face off in the playoffs.
They did. No, that's right. They didn't. So it was near the end anyways. So Votors is live streaming the game and oh my God, someone gets hit by the puck in a very, very unfortunate place. And I was sitting next to Corey and he said, and he got a shot in the ding dong. And I about choked, laughed. Mom's face turned around like I saw the video. It was amazing. I will never forget. That was the funniest thing I saw all year.
So what happened was he got slashed. And he got slashed low. So I was like, he slashed him in the ding dong. That's not going to be good.
And Corey, it was Jeremiah Martin that got slashed?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh man, I hope he already had his kids. And Corey's like, he's like 20. I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, that was a pretty memorable one. Mom, favorite podcast moment?
I liked it with Roxanne. It was just the girls. So it was nice to hear just their point of view.
So the podcast episode with the three ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the off season.
Yep.
That was a unique episode. It was a very special episode. I'm very proud of that episode. I think it was very, I don't know. Roxanne's a very kind person. And I'm very proud of Cheryl and Tracy for hosting that episode and for Roxanne coming on. I want to do an episode sometime with Roxanne, with Corey and I too. I think we could have some fun. But I also don't want to overshadow to be fair, I don't want to live in the shadow of the girls' interview with Roxanne, so I'm a little bit scared to do it. Tracy, favorite podcast moment from this season?
I mean, how could I not go with the birth of Tracy Zamboni review?
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it started this season. It started in Amherst.
Preseason.
And yes, preseason.
Yeah.
And I specifically, I think that episode where it ended up being an episode where we determined that Dalhousie is in fact the North Pole.
Oh, that was great.
That's a great episode.
Yes.
Without the Zamboni review, there is no North Pole in Dalhousie. We've conquered it.
Thank you, Eric Peltier, for your for retiring. Thank you for retiring, Eric, because without that, we probably wouldn't have realized.
Yeah.
Jig is up.
You've changed everything, Eric. We do love Eric, man. He's the best.
Oh,
The best.
Yep. Love him.
Corey, best podcast moment of the year.
There's too much to just mention one, but to me it goes back to the live streams. The Game 7 in Dalhousie, we had over 2,000 people watching us, and just the excitement there, the community that was just created on those live streams. Jason joining us on live stream, Maureen being at a game still on the live stream, the live stream coming to my defense when some idiot says something stupid or whatever. So to me, it goes back to the live stream and just the people that we've made connections with, and just how appreciative that we do that. So amigos, my answers are very boring, I know, but those are my true feelings.
Yeah, that's a good one because we literally over the season, mostly like Votor and I, being so closely tied to those live streams, we saw the birth of one of the best friendships I think in live stream history with Maureen and Don Lay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It leads to some great conversations.
Yeah.
I think Adam's story became a mod.
Mhm.
He's such
Yes.
a key part of our live streams. Bear
Yep.
Force. Chad's a huge part. Colton.
Boney crew.
There's a lot of people in those chats that have become very important to this live stream. My favorite podcast moment of the year was I want to say opening weekend. Tracy and I went and saw that Vampire Circus. We'd bought tickets to Vampire Circus in like July, not knowing what the schedule was. So we go and see Vampire Circus, and it was a great show. We had a lot of fun. I come out, Corey texts me, "You'll never guess who I interviewed." And I was like, I don't know who. He's like, call me when you're out. Just call me when you're out of the show. So I come out of the show, and Corey goes, "Oh man." I'm like, "So did you get Patrice?" He goes, "Yeah, I got Patrice." I'm like, "Do you get PA?" He goes, "Yeah, Patrice and PA." And it was just like a level of, I don't know, seeing Corey flourish, his pride this season, and the growth of Corey Vautour as a podcaster, or an interviewer, a live streamer. But that interview, or those interviews, it's people don't understand how hard it can be sometimes to go back to the locker rooms and be like, "Hi, I want to do an interview, please." Like, it's not, credit to the teams for welcoming us, especially as the season went on. But nobody was quicker to hop on it than the JCs, man. They were grabbing us interviews. Miguel, my homie, grabbing interviews for us, going into the locker room, pulling people. Samuel did it too. And by the end of the year, every team was, "Who do you want?" And they go in and grab us whoever. But it wasn't easy at first, and that was Corey's interviews on the first weekend of the season. So that for me was get two former AHLers on the show. It's pretty special.
And credit to Jeanette.
Oh yeah,
because I'm standing there with her, and I go, "Hey Jeanette, can I get a couple guys for interviews?" She's like, "Who do you want?" I'm like, and I just sort of smirk and I go, "Can I get anybody?" She's like, "I'll make it happen." I'm like, "Can I get PA and Patrice?" She's like, "Done." So a lot of credit to Jeanette.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she gets enough credit in the league for being such a wonderful person. She's so like, when my stepdad died, the first game back was in Bactouche. She took time out of that to come give me a hug and show her sympathies and all that. That goes a long way. I absolutely love Jeanette.
Yeah, man, I agree. A big part of this season, for me personally, at the end of the day, I started this stupid idea, and I roped Corey somehow into coming along, and then Cheryl's a sucker. Cheryl's a sucker, and Tracy lives with me. So she doesn't have much choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
I should have much choice. And Cheryl pretty much begged Mom to come because I was annoying her too much, I think.
Oh my God.
She was like, "What? You're supposed to say no."
You were. What else?
Just seeing the growth of Corey as a podcaster, as a streamer this season. Tracy's Zamboni review really became a fun, one of the funnest parts of the podcast.
Yes.
Is recording those stupid episodes, man. They're so goofy and they're just fun. Seeing Cheryl kind of evolve as the season went on, the videos, the quality is really high, and more and more people getting to know who the crew is. Especially Miramichi last week.
Oh my God.
There was a moment where I had Cheryl and Tracy in the picture taken with Brett and Brett Young and Roxanne and all those folks.
Nice.
Like, that's a family that we truly do appreciate, and they're good friends.
Absolutely.
But just those little things, and seeing the podcast team flourish and do as much as they did, for me, I'm very proud of that. And also, Ricky's pictures are just second to none, man. He's so talented. And we'll be talking about Ricky's pictures in a minute here. and the Bucktush JC's awards show that Corey and I are going to discuss in a minute. And we'll talk about the Mirror Machine Parade as well with the ladies here. But I also just want to say, Adam Story came on. He's the announcer on the podcast. But then seeing him grow and start the Up and Adam channel, and I can see his confidence growing. And I know they're going through some tough times with some personal stuff, but I love those guys. Really proud of them. Really proud of Adam, and that's just another special family for us. So,
Absolutely.
you guys are the best, and thanks for everything you do. To get to Miramichi, so we get to Miramichi for the parade. How do you guys like the parade? What do you guys think of that experience? Cheryl was there. Tracy was there. Mom was not there because she had to go. My father's a musician. My mom went with my dad to his gig. Corey was there. The ladies stayed that night for the Miramichi Mayhem game. Corey and I went back to the Bucktush banquet. So we're going to talk a little bit about all day Saturday. We'll start with the parade. How do you guys find it? Cheryl, you can go.
Loved it. I loved it. It's different because it's like, you see how happy and just they were just celebrating with their fans, with their families, with the players, with all the crew and all the volunteers and everything. It was so beautiful. And they were honking their horns and waving, and it was just beautiful to see. And when we got to the Civic on the outside, and there was like the speeches and pictures and videos and all that, it was just beautiful. And it was
well done.
Very well done. And I love being a part of it. Like I love being there and just feeling all the energy and all the excitement, and I loved it.
Something special about how happy they were to see us too. We forged pretty good relationships with all these teams, and we're very appreciative of that. Corey, what do you think of the parade? How do you like your Saturday afternoon?
It was really fun. I think the highlight for me. So if some of you don't know, we also have a wrestling podcast. And that week we had interviewed Big Bad LG Logan Green, who's
Wait a second. Plug the podcast.
The unofficial Maritime Wrestling podcast on the Maritime Warrior YouTube channel. Please go like and subscribe.
Very good. Carry on.
Yeah.
So Big Bad LG Logan Green is good friends with Grant Donovan. So went and talked to Grant Donovan, and he was like, I just listened to the interview this morning. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And then he broke my heart. I was like, you back next year? He's like, I'm done. And that just completely, I was like, ah.
Are we supposed to announce that?
Well, I
think it's common knowledge, but Corey just popped it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. And he gave him a handshake and a hug and thanked him for everything he did. Grant, there's a lot of guys in Miramichi that were just like A+ human beings, and Grant Donovan was one of them. And it sucks, but we hope to see him around the BSHL. Having a chat with Brett Young. What a super nice guy that guy is.
Yeah, he's one of the sweetest guys in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, and just
is anybody shocked by that? Knowing Roxanne,
no.
She's super kind.
Not at all.
The thing that made me like the thing that made me go like, this guy's really good. He's like a really nice guy. Is he wanted to know how we got started with the podcast. So he stood there listening to for like 5 minutes the story of how this podcast got started from wrestling to hockey. I was like, that is amazing. And he's like super into the story. So, those are two. Talking with Josh Russell was awesome. Wanted to see Bryce Milson, but he wasn't there. But Kennedy Gallant, quick little story. Kennedy Gallant was wearing number 89. So I go, Kennedy, are you changing numbers? And his eyes drop and he goes, I got here late. My number wasn't there.
No.
So yeah, the Miramichi Northmen, hell of a great organization. Congrats to them again, and thank you for being so damn cool.
Tracy, how do you enjoy that experience?
I really liked it. Nothing against the Northmen, but I think my favorite moment during the parade was meeting our good buddy Bryce Holford, who towards the end of the season really helped out with the keeping score on the game day thread. So, very, very much enjoyed that. He's a tall kid.
He's a
Very.
tall kid.
God.
Or you're really short, or both.
Well, not that short. But yeah, I thought it was great. Like I observe mostly. I'm not much for actually like putting myself out there, but like watching the little kids run around and then watching all the players sign their jerseys or sign the little flags
Yeah.
and I'm like, how amazing is this? Like for both the kids and the players
Yeah.
to just have that type of experience.
So for me, it was Captain Keats. Both talking to Captain Keats and seeing him give his speech. But you know, just love the guy, man. He's one of our first guests here on the podcast. He has a podcast hoodie. He bought a podcast hoodie. Like, I just love Keats, man. He's a huge supporter from day one, and seeing him hoist that cup was amazing. Seeing him at the parade with his kids and signing autographs, he's just such a nice guy. Meeting Keats' dad was amazing too. It's just nice to see their families. It was great to see you guys get some credit. You know, you guys are kind of behind the scenes, especially the two ladies of the podcast. So it's cool to see, people go, oh, is that, being able to introduce you guys, or you're never behind when we do the interviews. You're never on the ice, obviously, because Cheryl would shit her pants if I told her she was going on the ice.
I absolutely
it wouldn't be good.
Nope.
Tracy would tell me to go F myself. There'd be no way Tracy would go on the ice. But anyway, it was nice to have you guys there with us, because Corey and I always get all the pats on back, but you guys got them as well, and you deserve them just as much as we do. After that, you guys went to the Miramichi Mayhem game. Tell me about the Mayhem game. How'd that go? They had a crowd. They had some people there.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yes.
It was great. It was great. The game was really good. It was really close. The kids during during the breaks, they played so well. Look, okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened for the I think it was the U9. I think it was the U9 kids. It was the younger kids, anyways. So we have someone on the other team, and they're like rushing up the ice, and I don't know if it was a breakaway, but it was close. And anyways, the littlest goaltender in the biggest net caught the puck in her glove. I was like, that's the next Alex Collette. Sorry. That was amazing. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I wish I was recording this, but I wasn't. And I was just like, wow, that's incredible. The girls were so nice. Like Kelsey came and met us before, and she was
Jody too.
Back.
Yeah.
Yep. She was great. And we had lots of fun, and it's good hockey. Like, it's really good hockey and very intense and but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Tracy?
Yeah, I definitely that not taking away anything from the main game, but that freaking catch by that little goalie was
Right.
I was like, I wish I had my camera going.
Right.
But it was really nice to see the support of the community to come out. The Northmen, basically everybody who was at the parade and at that kind of after parade signing stayed. They came out, they were part of the puck drop. They had the cup there, but like the whole red carpet that they put out was full of Northmen, and they stayed too for quite a while after. And you had the volunteers staying, purchasing 50-50 tickets. You had Nick there, the crier of the Civic, selling his 50-50 tickets. I think Cheryl, was it $500 something?
Oh, good 50-50.
It was a good
it was
50-50.
Great. Yeah. I think it was
we
over.
Still didn't win it.
No. We were close, but we didn't win it.
Yeah.
Man. Nick has it out for me. He's never going to sell me a winning ticket.
That's how your dad won, though.
He likes my dad. Me, not so much. It's fine.
That's understandable. But yeah, I think the grassroots efforts that Kelsey has started in Miramichi to grow women's hockey.
Mhm.
And she said it herself, and it was perfect way to put it is representation matters. So these little girls who are playing in the intermission,
Mhm.
are seeing these grown women playing hockey and people coming and supporting them. Women's hockey is hockey. Growing up, not that I'm an athlete by any means. I think there was one girl who played hockey and she had to play with the boys and she was good enough to play with the boys in the area, but now I have a friend in that same community and her girl is on a team of girls, going around and playing and that was something that I didn't see growing up. So it's so great and I'm so proud of us to be able to use our platform to help spread that word. And I saw Tim there.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys for taking pictures. I know that was really appreciated. Yeah, I think Kelsey's doing an amazing job. They all are. They had the Women's Hockey Day. This game was a huge thing. Last year we were there at their last game. This year we're there at their last game. I will commit the next year we will be at some women's hockey once again. I love how they're growing it. I mean, I've obviously talked about Gracie, my cousin who plays U18 AAA, is now committed to go play at a university in Maine. A lot of her friends play really high level, good hockey. They're going to university. Like there's options for women's hockey. And Tracy, you said it, women's hockey is hockey. Support hockey is good hockey. And I love see grow. So really proud of Kelsey and everybody that's doing what they're doing. I think it's amazing. And they know any way we can help. But credit to you guys, man. Those pictures turned out great. I know a lot of them appreciated it.
Awesome.
I don't know if you guys mentioned this because I had to leave for a minute there. We got to meet Kelsey before the parade.
She came and saw us before the parade. So for Corey and
super nice, super
we
nice.
had never met her in person, but then she went over to the girls too before their game. But yeah, no, it's great to see her, and hope to have her back on the podcast at some point.
Absolutely.
Corey, you and I during that game, we went to Bucktouche because we were invited to the JC's banquet.
Yep.
I've got the winners in front of me, so do you want me to run down that list?
Yes, sir.
All right. Rookie of the year was Shane Duero. Defenseman of the year, Dan LeBlanc. No surprise to me, man. I love Dan.
No.
Offensive player of the year, Malcolm Arsenault. Hell of a player. Played D, not his natural position. I never met Malcolm. It was great to meet him at the banquet. Definitely a fan of his. Most improved was Alexi Guitar. Unsung hero. I kind of had a feeling this is where they were going with it. They went Matt Newcomb. No surprise there. I think that guy, man, doesn't get enough credit. Hell of a player. Game changer. Game changer award. Our buddy Colette. No doubter there. No doubter there. The MVP of the team was Patrice Cormier, and my favorite, and everybody gave him some shit for it, because when you're there with that team, it's clear that they love each other, man. They're a tight group.
Absolutely.
And I think the future's bright for the JCs. But fans' choice, voted by, I think, half of Cape Breton, Logan Timmins gets the award, is getting razzed. Congrats to all the guys that won the awards, man. It's very cool that they put this on. We were there with Ricky. How'd you enjoy the banquet, Corey? How'd you enjoy your night?
It was fantastic. Just getting invited was kind of surreal.
Yeah, it's an honor.
It's an honor. And a little story, Patrice Cormier came to the table to talk to us. He asked me a question, and I was so proud because he was like, we listened to your stream, and first he's like, where are you from? I'm like, well, I'm originally from Rishabukto, live in Bucktouche now. He goes, because we were listening to the stream and we were trying to figure out who's your favorite team. And I go, I don't have one. I'm just for the podcast, I'm for the league. And I look at Corey and I'm like, if they can't tell, if they're trying to guess who my favorite team is and they can't figure it out, I'm doing my job right then.
Absolutely.
I was really happy about how the banquet went. We had a lot of fun. I hadn't seen Ricky in a bit, so I was really happy to see Ricky. Probably the most I've ever talked. Like Miguel during a game is busy as hell. He's running, doing everything. So it was really a good chance to sit and have a chat with Miguel. Such a nice kid.
Great
But
guy.
yeah, it was really, I had a lot of fun. And thanks to the JCs for inviting us. I know we have a lot of stuff coming up this summer. We're going to try to get some golf tournaments, some different things. But anyway, we can try to support this league. We're down for it. So,
The
ladies,
JC's had a mean pulled pork, by the way.
it was a mean pulled pork.
Oh,
I
it was
enjoyed that.
great. Oh, it was
Yeah.
great.
They had it catered. It was really good. It was great to, I don't know, just to see everybody having a laugh and kind of like taking that deep breath and relaxing. If that makes sense.
Awesome.
Same experience I got in Miramichi where you saw the guys kind of just chill. We saw that again. But yeah, no, good day, busy Saturday. We had a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here tonight. Corey, I think that's all we've got for this episode.
I believe so.
All right, we said this was going to be the last episode of the season. I think we're back on Thursday. I think we got some stuff to tie up and talk about. But,
Of course you are.
we wanted to do this episode with the girls, huge part of the team and a huge part of the podcast and Mama Podcast. Thanks for coming on for the first time. I know this isn't your thing. You get a little shy or a little quiet. You're used to Dad being the center of attention on stage. You're used to just sitting there, but I think you do a lot for behind the scenes for the podcast, editing videos, taking notes, and you're there for a lot of those stupid road trip stories. So I had to have you on to talk about it. And thank God I did, because nobody else talked about poor Alphonsine and her fucking cake. Were it not for you. Were it not for you.
We'll
Unbelievable.
bring them with us next time.
Yeah, hopefully they're not sick. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here. Corey, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Later.
I don't know how Stay Fresh cheese bags became a thing, but all right. Later, guys.
The best sign out.